All right, I think that we are ready to go live on YouTube. Now, they're fixed up, but I need Benny here to help me. I'm not sure what's going on. Go to audio settings in OBS under global audio settings. Let's see. Where do I find my global audio settings? Oops. Audio. Will any unused ones prevent echo or double? Everything's disabled. Go to audio mixer. I don't know where audio mixer is. What am I supposed to do with that? And where are my guests this morning? Nothing I can do about it right now, so YouTube, I apologize if your sound is messed up. I'm doing the best I can. Capcom Q&A with CrystalJae, where I host special guests from the deconstruction community. And today's guests are supposed to be Benny and Seth. Let me find out where they Discord. Well, let's play the song, shall we, everybody? Where my guest had a scheduling conflict and didn't realize it until after I was live. So, show today, that happens, you know. And if that did happen, well, I've got lots to do. It is not easy being a creator. You have so much shit you have to do. You know, like, good to see you. Thank you. Thank you for the heart me. Okay, I sent him a little text message. I sent him a message on Discord. Let's see what happens. I give them 15 minutes because of things happening, you know. Come here, kitty. Come here. You know, life sometimes just happens. But actually, I have a brand new incumbent bike that I want to ride today. Yesterday, we went out to state sales, and I love to go to a state sales. Look at what I found. Okay, let me show you what I found while we're waiting. Meanwhile, I got this little Bible and translation that I didn't have before. So, you know what? I will be right back, Benny. I totally forgot my headphones.
Uh-oh.
I'll be right back. Let me accept you. Okay.
Hey. What's up, everybody? I don't know what translation it could be. Probably like a ESV. I don't know. Little mini Bibles are usually KJ. Hello, hello.
Okay, now talk to me, Benny.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So we were like literally just sleeping.
I figured. I was like, you know, sometimes people might forget that we have a show, but it's okay. I felt discombobulated this morning anyway. So, so this little Bible is a weird translation that I never heard of before. It is edition.
What?
Yeah. Pronouncing additional tongues, and with the former translations diligently compared and revised. The text, commonly known as the Authorized or King James Version. So I guess they did.
It is the King James. Yeah. Weird.
For pronunciation or something? I don't know. And then look at this.
Whoa. Is that like a Mason Bible?
This is Science and Health. This is like it was written in the 1800s originally. Okay. 1875. Weird little tabs and okay. They're numbers.
Whoa.
But I don't know what they course. And he put but yeah, I thought that would be interesting. She believed in science and Christianity.
Oh. That's like a pretty big publication, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that merit to read and see what the hell they thought.
Okay.
I'm glad I watched my show before, but I love. I'm just kidding. Here's how it works. I'm gonna ask you guys 20, and we're gonna invite people to come up and ask you questions. And then at the end, we're gonna play a fun little game that everybody loves called Divine or Decline. I think Christianity kind of oxymoron, faith versus facts. Yeah, exactly. I just think that there's a lot of people who believed in science to be true, but they also believed in this God, right? So they were trying to find a way for the two of them to coexist in science. I don't even know. Scientology isn't science or Christianity, so we won't even get into that one. But
I remember when I was in Ian's like museum or something there, and I was like, "What? How does that work?"
yeah, right?
Like,
It's
is
so
it
weird.
is it like okay?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, you guys, so here is how we get pushed out the algorithm. It does not 100 shares. I will not get pushed out to the algorithm. So make sure you do those things. Also, if you haven't sent me and heart me, send me a link so we can help my team grow and be boosted into the algorithm. Good morning, Seth.
Hey.
I'm so. Yesterday, Doug and I went to estate sales, and I'm always looking for vintage things and books and stuff. I used that they didn't know was worth money, but I don't do that quite as. It's hard though, because sometimes I'll be like, oh, that's worth a lot of money. So I was walking around, and then Doug goes, "Did you see the exercise bike?" And I said, "No, I didn't see it." We have set up in this one room, and I never use it because I don't like the room. And that is the only reason I don't use the freaking Flex is outside. And in Southern California in 100-degree weather, I am not working out on a Bowflex outside. That's just not happening. Doug never put it back together, and I think he lost like half the parts or something. So I just haven't been exercising now. So anyway, he goes, "Did you see the exercise bike?" And I said, "No, I didn't see it." And he goes, "Oh, it's 75. I'm like paying attention to him or anything. And then he goes, "Come on, let's look at it." So I go look at it, and I still am not, it's a Schwinn. And I'm like, "Oh, nice, you're Schwinn, good name, great quality."
Good brand.
Good brand. They ever set up my other bike or whatever. And he goes, "Yeah, that's what I was thinking," and everything. But then he brought it home, and this $75 is called the Schwinn 270. It hooks up to Bluetooth. You can hook it up to this Bowflex app that allows, and it connects to My Fitness. It has Bluetooth. It's recumbent, so it's not one of those little tiny.
I hate those.
Right? So I'm so excited. When I get down here, I am going to ride my bike, and I'm going to.
Yeah. Does it have a screen on it?
Yeah, it has a. I have to say it's the weakest little fan that I've ever used, but it does have a little fan on it. And it has a USB port you could hook up your, I don't know, it's really cool. For $75,
Yeah, you
such
can't beat
a
that.
deal.
Yeah.
And so then I told him okay, it's supposed to be my office when I sold clothes and stuff. So
You sold
there's some remnants.
Mormon underwear.
Yeah, I made a lot of money off Mormon underwear. So it's kind
You
of
made
empty,
a lot of money?
yes, clothes and
Oh.
stuff. But it was a lot of work, and I couldn't. I tried house, I just couldn't take seeing it everywhere in my house. I
Yeah.
hated it.
So my mom has our sales all the time. And I like when I was a kid, I hated it. I was just like, stuff that I don't want, and we would I would be in the back because he would listen to, and another reason is it was always super right wing. I would be in the back seat of the car, and it'd be Dr. Laura or some crap like that, and being through these suburban mazes, and so I associate that with the feeling, oh, I'm so sick of this. But then
Yes.
she would come home with just carload creepy old dolls. She loves dolls. And and she's online, but
You do.
she
You really
also
can.
is thinking about, I want to do this because I'm just tired of having crap around the house all the time.
And I did it. Okay, so when eBay first started, that's when I started. Okay, when it very first came out.
That's
and
about when my mom started.
And then one day, I found out somehow. I don't even remember how I found out that. And I had 3 kids. Yeah, and I had 3 kids with lots of fast food toys that would started finding out that if you put them in their groups, let's say McDonald's was giving out Matchbox cars, if you could collect and sell them as one group, then you could sell the entire group of maybe for $35-$40, even if they weren't new. Okay, and they would always have a box of those toys at the garage sale, and they would be $1 a piece or whatever, or 50 cents a piece. And they would be okay, because they just want to get rid of them. And then I would go home and separate them all and put them in and hang them up in a closet. And then I would sell the lots on eBay. And so I would spend maybe, $5 $5 a week. Not very much money, but $400 extra for a little family of 5 wasn't bad. I was like, all right, that's cool. But then eventually, so it slowly started being, different antiques or collectibles or whatever. But then it really just selling junk like that. And then my friends who also sold, because then I got into groups where you hang out, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And this one girl who is a friend of ours said, you should sell clothes because clothes are easier to ship. I didn't know anything about clothes, like as far as value, what was valuable or what wasn't. And I don't want to go buy something for $10 and then find out it's worth $7 and then I lost $3.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna do that. So what I will do though is go buy. Most of them aren't worth very much. That's okay. But if 1 or 2 are worth 40 or 50, then I made my money back for all of them, right? So one day, but anyway, we're out at estate sales, and these people really gave me a hard time about. I like estate sales more than garage sales, by the way. They're my favorite. I love to go to estate sales. And so nobody buys clothes. The clothes always end up waiting, unless it's something really cool like NFL, jackets and stuff like that. But just your everyday clothes, people pissed me off. I remember Doug was like, I can't believe how mad you are. I'm like, well, I don't know why they were making such a big deal of it. And I couldn't hear what she was saying or how, where are you getting those numbers from and stuff. So she said like 50 for all the clothes or whatever. And that's when she got like really rude and snappy with me. And I was like, okay, you can say no. Oh, these are the prices today or whatever, But she was like, and she had been rude kind of to everybody that day. There was no pieces. So I go, does this have pieces or is it just the board or whatever? She goes, they're inside. I go, and she pulls out some secret drawer, and they're obviously not the chess pieces to the thing and everything. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I go, well, why you guys can't help yourselves? You're all just so helpful. She was so rude to everybody. So finally, I was like, I am out of here. I could not. I was so mad at $300 worth of clothes for $50. You got it for $60. And I'm like, shut up. I'm mad. So I went to the next, and I was like, I'm just gonna do this thing. And I walked up to her estate sales. So I don't pay your prices for them, but what I will do is at the end of the estate sale, I'll come make you an offer. She goes, oh my God, that sounds wonderful. And Doug was like, what the fuck is she talking about? She has never done this before in her life. And so, like, regular customers who would call me and say, we have an estate sale this weekend, can you come get all the clothes or whatever? And living room, and it was just full of sheets filled with clothes, because then after I got them, I'd have to sort through all of them. I'd have to take pictures really well for a long out of me. So
way cheaper than it should be or something? Like, how did you make sure to like sell all the clothes?
oh, because pictures of them posted on eBay, Poshmark, Etsy, if it was vintage, and stuff like that. And I cross-posted, and I had software that helped me keep tracking. And I was a one-man show doing it all, plus doing the social media for it and everything and stuff. I will say, Doug, yesterday, I said, look, anytime you need me to go back to selling, I can. I know it makes money and it brings in money, and so live on the campground, run the campground, stuff like that. But I was telling them, I can always still do jewelry. You could go, and costume jewelry can be worth a lot of money. It's not, you don't have to have gold and silver. If it's, think of all of them right now, especially vintage name brand jewelry, it's, you can buy it for like 25 cents and sell it for 50. You buy entire lots of it to make your price be as low as possible, and then you get rid of all the junk, and then you just sell the piece of storage lockers. Well, I've been on the show Storage Wars before.
Wait,
like
what?
in the background. And I auditioned, and I did audition. Doug and I auditioned for Storage Wars back in the day. Yeah. But we didn't make the cut. And I'm actually glad we didn't make the cut. So much backfighting and just horrible. And I'm so glad we didn't end up being on the show. But we did audition. Really, one of the things that like boosted us into it more was we wanted to buy a storage locker, what to do, right? So we're like, let's go buy a storage locker. So we started going, and for about 6 months, we would go to these auctions, but we would never pull the trigger. Opened up a locker, and it had, here's what happened. We are at Storage Wars, and we're filming because we have to do retakes and stuff. And it's like the auction would take forever because it was like such a pain. So I was at storage auction in about a half hour. This, right down the road. Let's go get some lunch and let's go to that one because everybody at that other one, right? So let's go to that one and maybe we'll get a really good deal. And he was like, okay, let's do that. So locker, and everything was covered. You couldn't see anything. There was blankets over every single thing, but what you could see was dust on. Could barely see some veneer of like old furniture or something, like a really old Cracker Jack tin or something like that. And so I got a couple of, they start the bidding, and then I bid, and I was like, what? She just fucking bid on this. What the fuck, And then Max or something that we were gonna go, but when it hit 550, my mouth just said 600. Yeah. And anyway, I bid it up to $750, $200 over budget. So Doug was pissed at first. He was just like, that was $200 over budget. I can't believe you did this. And then loading this up because you have 24 hours to empty a locker. That's the rules. You bid on it, and the reason you're bidding on it is that story about anything else. They just want you to get that shit out. You have to sweep it. You have to do everything. Otherwise, and a lot of them make you pay a deposit before you bid, you know. So we're like, this is our first time, so we're taking it real serious. Like, we gotta get this out 24 hours, so the locker. And he keeps sending me picture after picture. This was an antique store that shut down, that they put alive, and their family, you know, didn't know about the locker or something, and it went into, you know, where a non-paying thing inside it was an antique. We got the most beautiful pieces you can imagine of furniture, of cleaning the truck. He would bring things in every once in a while, but he like, look at this, look at that, you know, and it was all really cool stuff. But I found this little bag. Oh, this is cool. And I poured it out, and it was full of Indian head pennies, which I had never seen, by the way. He walked in with a bag, and he was shaking it, and it had coins in it. And he dumped it out, and it had 31 ounce mech. That was worth $3,000
Holy
when we
shit.
bought it. So, we easily, and I think I still have stuff from it.
That's that would be so fun. Like,
it was really, and I would do it if I had like a little team of people to do it with me. I just can't do it by myself anymore.
yeah.
It's so, moving things around, but then there's the photography and writing out the descriptions and posting the thing and then shipping. That's a whole different thing. Oh, you just print a label and you ship it. No, I wish it was like that. It's not.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. There's something to
I was
talk
gonna
about
keep
you.
it going. I was just like, how can we just turn this into Decon Q&A?
I was gonna ask, you found it was like
Okay,
the biggest item that you've
the
ever had.
best treasure I ever found. I grew up in you know, like I was a teenager in the 80s, so the 80s are my era. The music, the everything, you know. I love the 80s. And in the 80s, there was an artist that I loved. His name was Patrick Nagel. I don't know if you've ever heard of Patrick Nagel. He's very famous from the 80s because once salons started copying it and using like his art at hair salons and stuff, and those are called everybody made a fagel. Patrick Nagel made the Duran Duran album.
Okay.
Fagel? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. It's not a hate crime.
Did we just get hate crimes on Friday?
Anyway, I loved Patrick Nagel, and one day I was at Goodwill people don't live there or anything like, well, I don't know, Dr. Dre, I guess. My sister just sent me a text. Are you in Big Bear fishing? Nope, I'm not. I'm not there right now. I'm walking in this Goodwill, and I see the biggest nagel I've ever seen in my life. Like, this is, and stuff like that of his everywhere. Like, you could still buy it.
Yeah, what do they call them? Like lithographs or something? Yeah.
Well, actual posters. Like, there are so many posters because he did things like he worked for Playboy and he did the Duran Duran album. See, the thing about so he unalived in the most 80s way possible. He went to an aerobics competition because, you know, aerobics and white stuff doesn't really go well together, you know? So, you know, but then I saw it and I couldn't get to it because there was like 50 pictures in front of this big. Can you tell me, does that signature look like an actual signature or like a reprint or whatever? And she goes, and I went, what? Because in case you don't know this, artists actually signed serigraphs and lithographs, and so on the other side, the company who makes the serigraphs, their signature was about 6 feet tall. This picture was. So
Oh
I
my
bought.
God.
And we were broke at the time too, so I remember thinking, Doug, I brought it home, and we didn't have anywhere for it either. There's no, I had the tiniest house at the time. There was absolutely no place for this. Turns out that all the homework I did was saying, this thing is real. This is a signed serigraph or and it just so happens that in San Diego, California, there is a couple, Nagel Estate, to be the only people who can like authenticate or whatever, contacted them through a forum or whatever, and they said, bring it to us. We want to see it. And I framed, they examined it, and they were like, okay, we have good news and we have bad news for you. And I said, okay, what's the good news? Is a Patrick Nagel serigraph. It is very rare to ever get an original because what he did was he of his work and he did limited numbers. This is one of 20. Mine is actually number 8 of 20, I think it was. This is the largest piece that Patrick Nagel ever did. The company who made it is the best serigraph company in the world. That's why they've signed it. Bad news is that the market for Patrick Nagel's pieces, you know, it's down right now, $10,000 right now.
Only.
Oh no.
And then above the fireplace where it needed a podcast, they would like it, and I like that they like the same
Cool.
artwork as
I
me
need to look
because
this up.
I
I've
didn't
just
think
been-
See
anybody
what
would
it
like
looks
it.
like.
So on Google Images, I don't know which one.
I'll
Is
show you exactly.
she
which
wearing
one
yellow,
it is.
pink, or
There's a moon behind her.
G-tweet? What the hell? Are we talking about deconstructing from LGBTQ
This is the
character?
standing lady. Oop. This is the standing lady, but mine actually has like it's wide, and actually at the time it looks more like this, but this one I could tell is small.
yeah,
Mine is huge.
cool.
That was my favorite find ever. I love it, and yeah, I love finding a good too.
Dang it, we're still trying to keep going.
I know, but it's your turn now. Okay, here you go. You'll still get to learn more
What about
about me.
Crystal?
When's the last time that either of you have danced?
Last night,
Last night, we went to
a white party
yeah,
for Pride, and so like we G-tweet. Can you please just not? This is not the vibe, dude. Anyway,
Okay, not about you.
yeah. We so I successfully found. Speaking of finding deals, Crystal. So like I have these shoes that I found
No, huh?
where you just like step into them and struggle to put on your shoes, but they're like super comfortable, and they're kind of expensive if you were to buy them new. You know, like I was trying to find white shoes because I had like found shorts, I found some shirts, and I wasn't really expecting to find anything. And I looked, oh yeah, Grana, you know about physics. White shoes, I was like, oh, those are nice. And then I realized they were physics. And I've never
Nice.
seen them in stores. And they were on
Yeah, I just looked them up.
it's
They look nice.
K-I-Z-I-K, I think is how it's spelled.
So you can
But
just get yours ones that they have out now. Have you seen those?
I
I
have not.
I have those, and I love them. I know
Yeah,
you,
it's so nice.
it's untie them and stuff. It hurts your back,
Well,
but these
it's,
are so easy.
yeah, it's just like the whole thing. Like, even if you don't have back problems, it's just like, what the? Why is this taking me 45? Like, why am I getting so sweaty? I'm just trying to put on shoes. But anyway,
Okay,
yeah,
I put my
we went to
shoes
this
on. My
white party.
workout's done.
Yeah, yeah. My Apple Watch just told me that I complete. But yeah, we went to this white party, and that was honestly sad. It seemed like they just kind kind of had an idea and threw it together last minute. And then, where's the party? I don't.
We were like,
It was just like a normal night at this bar. It's just, I think it was like a little house, and it's in downtown Omaha, and they're very like political, so they have a drink called the Fuck Pete Ricketts. What a piece of shit. And so we hung out there for a while, and then we went strip night, and so we watched strip shows, and that was super fun. There were a ton of people, and then we went to and that's where we danced, and it was fun.
I love that.
Yeah.
I've been trying to think of when the last time I danced was, but I think it's literally last summer. And the only reason I haven't by the pool yet, and usually we've already been hanging out by the pool and stuff, but I love to have no problem singing and dancing like I am the fucking main attraction in my band. I'm kind of worried about getting new neighbors because I think I told you guys before, my neighbors when we moved in, nicest people ever. And then we had to like move, and they loved our music. I have to tell you the funniest thing though. One time they came out, I just love those things. They're just like so cute and old fashioned, right? And Arden and Harleen. So did you have grandkids over? And I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah, we heard some kids. And I just started laughing. So, no, I heard kids back here. I'm like, Arden, I'm the only one. I'm the only one.
go on. Sorry.
I have bubbles and squirt guns and shit, and I have no grandkids over in my backyard. They're all for me. I have one as a kid, so I do all the fun stuff in my pool that I would have done when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I do have a granddaughter now, but it's not official.
Oh. Yeah.
And so hopefully we'll have kids over to play with us, you know, in the summers and stuff. But not.
I'm gonna say at-home dance parties are honestly the best. So, like, I love at-home dance parties most of like any kind of party.
Yeah, you've ever seen or given your Wi-Fi router.
You got me wondering now, because, like, we've had some pretty stalk us and figure it out. Like, by turning on the Wi-Fi and going all through the neighborhoods of Omaha. Like, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never come up with a good name for a Wi-Fi, but I will the freaking Wi-Fi. One time I had to change my password password for Amazon again for the 40 millionth time, and I was so, put in your password, and it says, nah, that's not your password. And you're like, what? And you put it in again, and they're like, no, you're wrong. You want to make a password?
Any of your last 10
Right.
passwords.
And it's like,
oh
bitch.
my god.
And I'm like, you just said that wasn't my password. My password. Fuck you, Amazon, 7 times. And they would be like, hey, we want to log into Amazon Prime. What's your password? It's fuck you, Amazon, 7 times. Thank you.
Love it.
And then having to come up with a password for our Wi-Fi or something, because it was always something with that too, right? So I was like, we all know and we all remember this family, so you guys can quit texting me what's the password or whatever. They were so hungry I could ride a horse. That's from Family Guy. And you had to type it all out, and again, the whole password. And they were like, so every once in a while, somebody would quote that from Family Guy. They would go, I'm so ready our password. Yeah, we had that. And
our password, I'm just gonna,
okay.
yeah, go ahead. It's crusty pig loaf. That is like an ancient inside joke with me and my best friend Erica, where we looked like the Betty Crocker cookbooks.
Yes, I have one.
Like monstrosities, like and shit like that.
I will tell you a real one that I had to eat. My mom got one from the Betty Crocker, and we ate this pretty, and put a half of a pear from a can on top of that, and then put a dollop of Miracle Whip on that pear, and then she found it Betty Crocker. Betty Crocker ruined the 70s for many of us when it came to our palates.
That they had.
My God.
And I think it was like a meatloaf something. Just like,
whoa.
but so it's just something that's always like stuck with me, and it's been like the past years.
That's awesome. I love it.
Because who's gonna guess that?
No, hungry. I'm so hungry I can ride a horse. Nobody's gonna say that.
Exactly.
Okay, what is the...
I don't know if this counts, but I peed my pants one time. Well, actually, this happened twice when I was out and about, in other players' time. We were just like hitting some bars, and I should have gone to the bathroom, or we left So, like, before we got back to the hotel, I was just like, oh my god, it's happening. It's happening. The second time, we literally made it to the hotel, but in the elevator, it was, and it's just like, what is wrong with me? It's just something clearly I had. So that's the thing that I'm thinking of for my fashion emergencies.
What about you, Benny?
But like more just embarrassing. So when I was in like junior high slash high school, like Aeropostale up, but they weren't like quite there yet, you know, like with their looks. And I think it was like Aeropostale, like with the top, you know, like your hair would stick out from the top. And
oh yeah,
my look back then, it was a short sleeve shirt, and I would wear the visor upside down and backwards.
Is that you?
No,
Pictures of me looking like I used to have
I totally.
a ton
If
of
you
visors.
find one, you better post it in the Discord. We need to see not
I know.
wearing a stupid hat.
Visors are never a good choice. Unless you like playing
No.
poker.
I was a fashionista in the 80s, okay? I loved fashion outfit twice. I never did. I was known for not wearing the same outfit twice. And called the $5 clothing store where everything was $5 or under. And so I had a huge wardrobe. It was 1984, and it was graduation. And I did not want to look like all the other girls in their prom dresses. I wanted to be special. So I kind of flapperish short dress instead of a long dress. I wanted to make a statement, and I was the only one at the prom in the short dress. So then one day I decided to wear it to Disneyland because man at Disneyland. And so I thought I'm going to show up.
What did he
in
play?
the band.
What did he play in the band?
That's hot.
Yeah, he actually could sing and everything. He is from his work on the movie, a little movie by Disney called The Road to El Dorado.
Oh, yeah.
I think he also worked on, I'm not going to drop who he, because he's nobody and he's a dick, so he doesn't deserve any of this. I want to show up looking really cute in my little lace dress, and so I show up and everybody has Nancy has
As if
dresses you.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was so when we were growing up that I never wore the same outfit twice. I don't think that they really like comprehended that until they met my best friend. They were like, "Wait, really? She really did it?" Because I think they just thought I was telling tales, and she was like, "Oh no, she never did. She always works in a t-shirt for me." You're lucky if you can get me dressed up. Okay, let's see. What's something you never let run? Don't let it run out.
Diet Pepsi. It's a must. I don't drink
For
coffee.
both of you?
Ben is a Diet Pepsi person. I am a Diet Coke person. But I don't have. I would say for me, it would be Fairlife.
Yeah.
What's Fairlife?
But it's basically like chocolate milk. Like it's super. To me, it's super good.
It tastes like a shake that you would buy like from like McDonald's.
In it, so I'll usually drink it after my workout, and it's only like 160 calories. So yeah, like a huge pack of them for
like
$30.
Bye, Jay. Good to see you. Happy
Bye,
Pride Month
Jay.
again. Love you, Jay. Okay, I freaking love zero everything. Like, if I'm not a Pepsi drinker, but if my choice for sugar-free is sugar-free or zero, it's so much better than diet tasting things. It does.
diet. I don't know why.
What's the difference? Like, I guess I don't understand what the
Like the same kind of aftertaste that other sweeteners use. Yes, Dr. Pepper strawberry and creams.
Like all of our friends drink Dr. Pepper strawberry or the like with the cream. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the strawberries and cream. Probably kind of expensive though. Every
yes,
time I see it,
it's
it
like
feels like it's $1
$250
million.
I think
Yeah,
it's like fake news too, where it's like like
prebiotic.
prebiotic. Yeah, it's just a soft drink.
Yeah,
let milk run out because we have our own espresso machine. So we make iced coffees here and stuff. So milk actually is the number one. Like we're like, here's how much milk we have left. Here's how many more coffees have to be made. Is somebody running to the store? Who's got this? You know, I was like,
is another one for us. I feel like that we're pretty good about keeping stocked.
It's gotta be lactose free though.
Yeah, we buy the a little bit more expensive, tastes exactly the same, and you don't have to get the.
yeah, I think we should have lactose free here. Trust me, I think we should.
It's seriously, I don't know that like regular milk growing up. I was not lactose intolerant, but then I think I drank too much regular milk because my mom. There's 3 boys, and we all gallons of milk each like week. So I think I just drank so much lactose that I made myself lactose intolerant.
Yeah,
just drink milk. It'll make you healthy. And it's like, actually, I think this is giving like an entire generation.
Yes, exactly. I have said before that I think I'm in a place right now where I might struck the more I think about sentience of animals and things like that and stuff. But I don't think I'm like vegetarian cheese. I don't care what they do to it. It's not the same.
The thing,
And so I think I could give everything up but that.
yeah, vegetarian, I could probably do that. So we like Impossible Burgers anyway. Like that's and but like vegan people that do that, like that's a
Me
lot
too.
of discipline.
W. Mezzo
But
was being a vegan.
Yeah.
but is honey, like not eating honey, because I'm like, you guys, bees, like, ask them to or not, like,
Right.
you're not, like, they do it. So like I don't think with eating honey. So like if I was gonna be a vegan, that would be like I'm a vegan, but I still eat honey because
Byproduct from an animal, of an animal, the vegans consider like you don't eat those things.
I thought
because-
like vegans.
Oh, like a hedgehog?
I'm just playing. It's just,
Shut up!
my humor is very
Honey
weird.
doesn't
I'm sorry.
cast a shadow. The light goes right through it.
not
That's
Jello.
so funny.
Not
Oh
Jello.
yeah, gelatin is like made out of bones.
Yeah. I hated that I found that out. I hate it. I don't
And
want it.
I'm like,
Licorice is made from sarsaparilla root and like
oh,
some other stuff, but
puss,
I said hedgehog. You're trying to toe faking. Oh, faking. And I actually really like it. My daughter will be like, Mom, can you buy some bacon? I don't know what it's really called, but I actually really like it. You need something and you have to have it by tomorrow. Are you ordering from Amazon or are you running out to get it?
yeah, because the reason why is because if we try to go out and find something specific, and you know, it's like out in the mountains, so the most you got is like a dollar store and an Ace Hardware, and this random like item that I never ever have to look for, and we can't get Amazon out there. So like anytime we have to go look for an item, it is like the most, I don't know, like ridiculous, like thing. Like they ran out of it, or like they have only like one size of it, and it's like way too big or way too small, or like it will work. So yeah,
yeah.
Amazon just has it. You can get exactly what you need, and it's gonna be there.
I think it was this, and we're like, oh yeah, we have one, and then the store was under construction at the time, so everything was kind of in.
One in stock, but they couldn't find it.
They could not find
Oh
it.
my god.
No.
That's
We
because
looked.
an employee store. Yeah, inventory in stores' computers are based on what they received and what they sold. But so when it says there's one and there's not one, somebody stole it, unfortunately, is what it means.
Yeah.
Usually an employee, because of something, just walk out of the store with that.
Yeah.
But an employee
Give me a flashback. I used to work at Blockbuster, and we used to do inventory like quarterly. And the like security thing at the door was broke, so it was only there for like looks. So we would just tell our friends like just walk out. And then, like, we'll take a hammer to it and just bust it open. Later on.
That's so funny. Well, we would buy from Amazon too because up until just this for Amazon, how can I not support Amazon? I got family who work for Amazon. So my son is still, so I don't know if you guys know, Amazon works on like levels and stuff, okay? And so you move up levels, get, like Jeff Bezos is like a 9 or 10 or something, so 7 is really good.
Oh wow!
And my son's like a 7. And then I harassed the hell out of her. She moved from a really good department to a really crappy department, and then that department harassed her. Just left. I forget who he's going to work for though. He's going to work for somebody else, not Amazon. But anyway, I would be in trouble if I didn't. So, but yeah, if I need it, you know what I mean? Like some places you live, you can't get tomorrow.
I would say Omaha.
7-degree Amazonians.
Level 7. Yeah, or like it sounds like a cult. Like,
and if you continue to do good and learn how to do all the boxes correctly, then we will get the things. Okay, what's the most awkward interaction you've ever had with another?
really awkward interactions before. You could talk about the F slur in front of us. She's like, "Oh, I'm an F slur hag," and
Oh yeah.
it's like so awkward. It's like you can't. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I've been in so many awkward situations. I probably think about like every single night too. Like that's why I can't like just fall
Right.
asleep ever. I can't think.
I'll tell you one of the Denny's back in the day when Doug first met me. And okay, so okay, there was a drummer in it, his name was Victor. There was a saxophone player in it, and his name was the saxophone. He played the keys too. I'm sorry, he played the keys too. Anyway, those two guys were cousins, and their last name. And so I go to apply for Denny's as a restaurant manager. I'm a single mom. I'm getting a divorce from my husband. No, I could probably be a restaurant manager at Denny's because I had worked there for so long as a waitress, and I need an actual salary, not just waitress tips. Now I need to take care of Loyo, and I'm like, that's weird. I have some friends with that last name. Victor in a pub hired, and he loves me because I know his cousins. Okay? And one day he comes in to us all to have dinner with him. This isn't a question of will you, this is you will sit and have dinner with me tonight. So I call, he wants us to have dinner with him, and he's like, okay, so we sit down and he starts to tell this story. She was little, her grandparents were divorced, and I was like, oh, my grandparents were divorced too. Her grandpa was coming to visit, and she was really small, and she had never really met her grandma and grandpa, and I was like, when her grandpa came to visit, her grandpa and her grandma showed up, and I'm like, oh my God, this is my story. He's fucking telling my story to me right now. And so while he's telling the story, I look at my boss and I'm like, hey, Shabir, can I talk to you in the office for a minute? Literally, my story that somebody else is telling to me as if I'm not sitting there and it's not about me. And so I take Shabir in the office. I'm like, he's telling my story. Victor or maybe Pablo or something had told him this story, but the story that he is telling you right now is about me, and I'm doing this, and he's like a bigwig boss, but it's literally about you, And he's like, how do you know it's about you? I go, tells her mom, hey, grandma and grandpa are here. And the mom in the story is going to say that can't, then her mom and dad show up at the door. And she is even shocked. The mom is shocked. And he goes, okay, why did you pull me in here? Let's go sit down. Let's go back. I was watching, and she sees her grandma and her grandpa pull up, and she runs and tells her mom, grandma and grandpa are here. And her mom's like, no, honey, that's probably just somebody turning around. And what happened was my mom goes to the door, and her mom and dad are standing there. They were divorced in the 30s. This is now the 70s. To meet my mom, to tell her that they got remarried after all those years. They had great marriages. Those people passed on, and somehow they decided to find each other again and showed up at my mom's door.
What?
And she told that story in front of me as if it was about what he was going to say. Shabir could not hold back his laughter. Like, he was starting to laugh during the story, which wasn't even a funny story. But he was like, God, and I was like, I don't even know what to do. This is about me. There couldn't be
Well, I've
So,
had that
what?
happen sort of once. But
Explain to I did not explain to Evie that that story was about me. I let him continue the story, and me and Shabir just laughed about it all. He
So
told me a story
weird.
all about me. Yeah, it was
okay,
really weird.
I know the most awkward moment. One night we took things like
Sorry.
fungus, and it was like New Year's Eve or something. And we had two friends with the same first name, and it was like Amanda and my ex.
Oh, I've heard this story.
We thought it was the other Amanda. So this whole night we're like telling this Amanda or Mandy Pants like, "Oh, come out to the bar, you guys." Meanwhile, the other Amanda, who like looks nothing like her, and we didn't even think about her. Hey, yeah, we're just sitting here waiting for a friend, and she was like, "Yeah, me." And we're like, "No, no, 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 our other friend." And she's like, "Oh, no, no, our other friend is, she's still coming. We're talking to her right now." And we're like texting her, and she's like, "No,
Oh
you
my
guys are
god!
literally texting me." It was so awkward. It was the most awkward thing I've ever been through because it was like we were. I mean, we're still friends
That
with
is
her.
hilarious. But thanks for coming by, okay?
Came all the way out. She came and like met us at the bar, and we were like, "Who? Why are you
She's
messing
our
with us?"
friend.
Yeah, and we were
And she's like,
not in the right. Yeah, not in the right mental state, and we were like, "You're messing with us because you." It was no. She was like, "No, you guys literally have been talking to me the whole night," and then it took us so long, but then like it finally like clicked on.
it's so funny. Oh my god. That is hilarious. Okay. You are forced to be in a competition like that. Which show are you in?
Wait,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
road
absolutely.
rules.
Why do you pick Road Rules?
I just loved road to like just travel the like in like an RV, like a really badass like bus RV though.
Hell
And
yeah.
road rules. I was always a road rules person and never so much like a real world. Like I would watch Real World, but road
Good. I forgot all about Road
right?
Rules. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I've thought about like before, and it, the image in my head is not pretty. It's like I just feel like I should be like a hater, and it wouldn't work out very. Yeah. Or like if people were like being dramatic or arguing, I'd just be like, guys, like I would like try to keep the drama to a minimum, and nobody wants to see like
No,
that's not exciting. So I would a show I would be on that looks this. What's the one with whammies or no whammies?
Oh,
And Elizabeth Banks hosts.
No way. It's like
I know money.
Deal. Was it Deal?
I'm gonna.
why are we all blanking right now? See, that's something that happens to me too. Anytime somebody else
Press your luck. Press
Yes,
your luck.
Yes.
Yeah.
That does seem like a fun show.
That show will screw you over though. I get like anxiety monsters.
So I was on a version of The Biggest Loser.
What? A local
I had
version?
struggled. Yeah, so when The Biggest Loser came out, they went into cities and they were like, do your own version for all their affiliates, okay? And I've struggled my whole adult life to lose weight. I have issues with my thyroid, and I've gone to doctors. I've done all of them, okay? And so I was taking a bath, and I heard like on TV or something in the other room about apply or whatever. So I was like, it was Valentine's Day. I remember it very clearly, and I was like, I'm gonna do this for myself. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna fucking win that show, you know? So, so I signed up, and it sucked so bad because from day one, they already decided who was going to win the show. We did our entire schedules around these two people. One was the heaviest person, so that meant because they like to get up. There was different teams, and the team I got had workout schedules, so they wanted us at the gym at 5 a.m. because both of them like to get up at fucking the crack of dawn. And I am not a morning person by any stretch of the imagination. It would take me about not an hour to get there, because Wichita's not that far, but for some reason I needed to be up and ready and out the door by 4 to be at the gym and ready and early. I was a mom with 3 kids, a full-time job, and everything, but I did it. I got my ass out of that bed. Them having to see a doctor because they have you go see a doctor and everything. So I went and saw a doctor, and the doctor said, "You have to?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I totally started crying. He goes, "No, don't be upset. You're not going to die or anything." I know. I'm crying because I've been. And so he explained to me, he goes, "Okay, so here's the margin of where your thyroid would be normal or abnormal or whatever, right?" And he goes, "Within the lines, but to me, being right in the middle is normal. Anything past that is not, you know." And so he goes, "And you have thinning and dry skin, not being able to lose weight, blah, 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 and everything." And he goes, "So while I put you on thyroid medication, I'm an endocrinologist, and I think you should be, you know." And I was like, "Okay, awesome." So he puts me on thyroid disease with row, I've had no sleep. And for 3 days in a row, I'm waking up every morning at 4 o'clock in the morning and still driving myself to that gym. Stairs where I would sit and put my shoes on, and I just was crying. I was just like, oh. And Doug got up and he's like, what's the matter? And I told him, he's like, come just sit there for an hour while I work out, you know? And he's like, that's okay. We got this, you know? And it was like, oh my God, that is the hardest workout I've ever seen anybody do. I'm like, I know it's killing me, you know. Everybody lost extraordinary amounts of weight, 35 pounds after 3 months. I worked out twice a day. I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day. I was working in retail. I never...
Remember, you told me that.
Because I wasn't losing weight fast enough. Yeah. Yeah.
That's...
And...
I don't like that.
I didn't take them, by the way.
Oh, good.
Another girl and I were both offered pills, and both of us were like pissed because we thought it was our lifestyle and stuff, and what we found out was no, it's a competition. We're going to help you lose that weight no matter what it takes for you to. So, and needless to say, the big guy and the old lady won. Just like they wanted them to. Fun experience. I met a lot of good people, and I would do it again. It was good. It was fun. It was what it was. What's one of your favorite jokes to tell?
And like fell. Oh my God. Checking that out. I can never like think of other than this stupid joke of like a man runs into a bar and says ouch.
Here's a similar one. Two guys walk into a bar. You think the second one would have seen the first one?
I have one. I think you've heard me tell this before, Crystal. It's two-part too. So get ready.
Okay.
Everybody, all 13 people here. So what then? I was spending all my money on hummus.
I don't know. What did he say?
He said, and the second part is that I told him.
Oh my God. Okay, well, Justin told this joke. Somebody's Dugal's live, I think. But then I screwed it up, so I never told the joke. But I like the way I tell it better than the super. This engineer dies, and he goes to hell because it's Doug. It's Doug, and he's going to hell. Looking around, he's like, you know, there's some shit I could fix around here, you know. I noticed the air conditioning's out. Let's go ahead and get the thing, and it needs a little refrigerant, and he fixes the air conditioning, and then he's like, there's some other stuff I could do around here too. And Satan, God calls down to Satan, and he's like, what is going on? And he's like, what do you mean? He goes, what's with the air conditioning? And, oh, that. Oh, yeah, I got an engineer. And he goes, what? And he goes, yeah, I got an engineer, and he's fixing everything. Goes, are you going to get a lawyer? I love you. Okay, let's see. What's the most gimmicky home gadget you own?
I could show you the record cleaner that Benny bought for like $500.
What about?
Yeah, I mean, it's a, like, I don't know if somebody built it, like, that, like, you put over the record and, like, it'll spin it, and you put, like, your, like, solution, and then it, like, will, like, vacuum up the solution.
Oh, wow. That's
It will,
so cool.
it will, like,
That is really cool. Okay, the most gimmicky mirror, and he has a 3D printer. So can I just tell you that he just makes shit that doesn't exist? So the a little shark vacuum, like really, one that, little rechargeable one that you can quickly pull out and vacuum up like your kid doing it all and everything, right? But it had all those attachments, the little things you could put on the end. And half the time, every once in a while, you want one, and then you can't remember where the fuck you put the vacuum little attachment heads, or you find one and it's to the
Yep.
and I was like, I don't want to go through that this time. And so he made a little holder for all the attachments to go on the wall. Whenever I want like that, I'll go, hey, I have this issue. Is there anything that you can make for that?
That's
And
so
he's like,
cool.
just a second. Yeah, he'll make it for us.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Cat
it's pretty
cam
cool.
awesome.
Justin, I think you and Doug would really like each other, actually. Very much so. Pretty crush right now.
I guess. I'm trying to think. I have like, okay, so probably I want crush is always gonna be Sufjan Stevens. I like love that singer. Amazing, amazing music. Hollywood celebrity, I would say Kit Connor, even though he's
Yeah.
younger than me. But I love that show Heartstopper, and it's so cute. And yeah,
What about you, Seth?
I'm trying to think. I don't. I kick, but I can't really think of, like, I used to think Chris Pratt was super cute. Dick, he apparently is. And then I personally preferred ripped Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I feel like he lost.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, he lost a bunch of weight, and then he kind of became a jerk. But I don't know, just that used to be a big one for me, but not anymore. I'm just like, ugh, no. Really like follow a lot of celebrities anymore. Like I'm just not
I'm
really
gonna introduce you,
into it.
but he's in lots of things. Once I introduce you to him, you can go look him up, and you can do what I do and watch.
Do not
No,
say Eric
you're not. You're not gonna know him. I
Not
promise
Eric
you.
Roberts.
Okay, this, ladies and gentlemen, is Sean Doyle's Celebrity Crush. Sean Doyle has been in what's gotten in lots of things.
super familiar.
And he's also an amazing actor. I'll get some clips of some Endgame, and I like chess, even though I don't play, by the way. I used to teach kids how to play chess, and because of it, I love it. Grandmaster in a show called Endgame, and it was so good, but they can't. But it was one of my favorite characters he ever played. Anyway, back in those, would tweet stuff about Sean Doyle, and every once in a while he would reply to me, and you can't do that. Respond to me like you're human. I have to think that you are not human. Okay, I can't. You're but
It can be very dangerous. Like it's kind of like never meet your hero.
and like that's not. That just was awesome. And I loved it. Anyway, he's so cute, and he's on the right side of everything, if you know what I mean. Like, he is anti-maggist, and I fucking love him so much. So if you haven't ever watched Sean Doyle in anything, you should, because he's amazing. And this is the time where if you would like to ask Benny and Seth, or Benny or Seth, a question, please feel free to put your request in the. You can ask a question in chat. We'll read it out to you. Now, lately, when I've been live on YouTube, Benny, something is happening to my. So I'll check YouTube, but lately they've been leaving because they're like, the sound is horrible.
I got hey Zan Master, I have
Cool.
I made sure to throw it up there.
Okay, it just said please fix the audio. Can't hear, the echo is bad, but I don't know what to do.
Just like refresh it. That's the only thing I can think of.
Okay, I'll try that.
Usually, like for
And
some
then
reason, like computers get all discombobulated when they're like trying to, like the way I cast on the Deconstruction Junction is from straight from my iPad Mini, and it works a lot better because it's like straight from the app. Whereas if you take it from the browser, there's a lot more like encoding and decoding going on, and I think like the sound codecs don't match up.
Okay, I might
don't know
need
how
to
else
talk to
say that.
you after the show to see, because I have an iPad mini that I could set up, and because I use my iPad to ask you guys a question, so I don't want to use my iPad to be the thing, right? Because I like to use that, but I do have an iPad mini too, so maybe I need to talk to you about redoing how I have my setup
Well,
later.
I need to see if it's possible to do that on PC though. Like, do you have a MacBook too, by chance?
No.
Oh, darn it. Well, because like that's how I have it working on my MacBook, but I think I've tried it on PC and like it won't see the iPad like because of the drivers.
Oh.
But yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, I'll figure something out. We'll get it fixed.
Yeah,
I also
we're gonna get
go
you a new
away,
PC.
Google. Yeah, we are gonna get me a new PC. So, Google, I don't need you. Or Siri, I don't need you. Whoever you are, shut up. This is how I talk to my AI.
Completely
Siri,
understand.
I'm done.
It's always a struggle.
I stopped using AI.
Siri, go away. Okay, I'm glad you don't understand. Go away. Thank you.
I don't
She's
like the updates.
I don't
that
understand.
they've done. Like Apple, where Siri's like all around the border of your like device. I can't. I hate this version of Siri. It's awful.
Me too. She comes up all the time. I didn't say anything that even sounded like her name.
Right?
And she came up. And I'm like, why? Why are you popping up right now? I didn't say your name. Hi, Yaya. How are you?
Is Schmalexa occasionally will like, oh God, she just
You
heard
just set
me.
it off. I could hear it.
Sorry. She, well, the reason that we got rid of most of our like Amazon Echo devices is because we would randomly hear her in the other room be like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to help with that or something. And I'd just be like, what? Who are you talking to?
Oh, all your ghosts are ordering shit for themselves that they couldn't get in the 1800s, Seth. They're like, wow.
Finally, that's what I've always wanted.
I know. Like, they're like ordering from her. Yaya, how are you today?
I'm doing great. 47, by the way. I'm so glad you started your own lives.
Oh, thank you. Is it your birthday today?
No. May 22nd.
Oh, you had one not very long ago. That's nice.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah, happy belated.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I have a question that I've been thinking about for a while. I've been watching a lot of these deconstruction lives for quite some time in the kind of process myself. But okay, I'm going to try to word this the best way I can. So understanding that there's no real heaven or hell, what happens to, so I'm also a big true crime follower, obsessed. And love. I'm so glad I have the ID channel. Addicted.
Forensic Files is a must.
Yeah, we literally like took a nap together to Forensic Files.
Okay.
I love sleeping to Forensic Files. Oh my God, that voice.
Yeah.
My niece, this was funny. She was talking about like most people go to sleep with ASMR or something. My aunt goes to sleep with, and they plucked her eyebrows out.
Yeah.
And killed her with the knife. And cut
you
her
hear
head
that
off.
and you're just like,
And that's like, oh,
finally,
that's so
I can
soothing.
relax.
So soothing.
I don't get it. It's weird.
Okay.
But yeah,
So
I can.
you don't get it. Oh, yeah. Very soothing. My mom's like, don't you have bad dreams? I'm like, no, not at all. But here's my question. So we know there's horrific people in the world who do horrible things. And one of the things that soothes like the parents of these people, this or their children, this has happened to, or just, me. We think, okay, there is going to be some justice in the afterlife. So how do you deal with that? How do you answer that question?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. I'm kind of different from like a lot of other deconstruction people because I was not like a major like Christian growing up. So like afterlife to me is more so like just like this ghosty kind of feeling. Like I don't know if it's heaven or hell, or if it's they're just ghosts flying around the earth, or nothing at all, which is most likely the case is nothing at all. But we don't know. We like with quantum mechanics and like all the weird stuff that happens with people and stuff like that. You can't say for 100%. Like this is the way that it's going. We don't have anybody from the afterlife to tell us. But more than likely, if we were to just go with like like what we've observed, then I would say yeah, like I wouldn't be like saying like they would receive any kind of like punishment or anything, but I would say like like they can't hurt anybody anymore, and like whoever they did hurt is at peace if they are no longer living. That's pretty much what I would say like to anybody. I don't know if I would like go into like any. You could probably, or you could go like and talk about a couple different like beliefs. Like Native Americans believe that like you can your like spirit will pass on to the afterlife, and like you'll like